In today's video, we will go through the events of 2019 supernatural horror film Polaroid. Spoilers ahead, you have been warned. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment on what your favorite part was, and subscribe to our channel for more. Sarah and Linda are two best friends. At the beginning of the movie, they are in Sarah's room going through a box of her late mother's belongings. Sarah finds a vintage Polaroid camera and a picture of her mother. She comments how the picture looked like it was clicked just before her death. Just then, Linda looks at her phone and tells Sarah about her boyfriend liking a picture. Sarah wants to take a picture of her own and send it to her boyfriend. She suggests taking it with her mother's camera. She changes into a nice dress and Linda takes her picture. The girls like it. Linda then leaves. Sarah is alone at the house when she hears the camera making a noise. She looks at the picture again and sees a tall shadow behind her. It was not there when they first took the picture. She tries to rub it off when suddenly the lights go off. She hears a noise coming from the other room and goes to check. Sarah starts to panic when a ball bounces towards her. She climbs up into the attic and looks around but finds no one. Then suddenly, something startles her. She falls through the attic door and hangs midway. She sighs with relief, but that very second, someone drags her into the attic, kills her, and throws her back down. Somewhere else, Bird Fisher has picture day at her school. She is a shy high school girl who loves photography. Her classmates tease her by calling her names like Scarf Girl. Bird wears a scarf every day to school to hide a scar on her neck. She works at an antique shop. After school, she is at work where her co-worker Tyler gives her an old Polaroid camera as a gift. He knows Bird loves photography, so he has gotten it for her in a yard sale. Bird is fascinated by the camera. She claims that they stopped making cameras like this in the 70s. Tyler asks her to take a picture of him. As they look at the picture, Tyler tries to kiss Bird, but she retreats. Confused, she runs out of the shop as Tyler tells her to take the camera's case. Later, Bird is at home when her friend Casey visits her. Casey is excited about a Halloween party and invites Bird to it. Although Bird is doubtful, Casey convinces her to come. Bird dresses as Little Red Riding Hood. They drive to the party with their friend Mina and her boyfriend Devin. Bird notices that she still has Tyler's picture from earlier. A tall figure stands behind him in the picture, but Bird dismisses it as a smudge. Meanwhile, Tyler is at his home watching a film on a projector. Suddenly, a shadow appears on the screen. An entity then leaps at Tyler and kills him. Bird, on the other hand, is at Avery's home with the others. She meets her crush Connor there and talks to him for the first time. She sees her friend struggling to take pictures and offers to click one for them using her camera. Avery is not in the pictures, so she takes a selfie with the camera later. Suddenly, the police arrive at the party looking for Bird. They take her to the police station and inform her of Tyler's death. When she reaches home, she looks at Tyler's picture again and is surprised to see that the smudge from earlier is no longer there. She notices an identical smudge in Avery's selfie but dismisses it. Everyone has left the party and Avery is alone at her house. She goes to the basement to put away the decorations when she hears a noise from upstairs. As she checks, someone attacks her. Avery runs away from it but trips and falls. The entity then snaps her neck and kills her. The following morning, Casey calls Bird to inform her of Avery's death. Saddened, she looks at the picture from the previous day and sees that the smudge from her picture is gone. It has now transferred onto the group picture. Bird makes the connection and concludes that the tall figure on the pictures and the deaths are connected. But if that is true, anyone from the group picture could die next. Frustrated, she throws the camera to the wall. The impact creates strange energy that makes Bird fall. The students mourn Tyler's and Avery's death at school the following day. Bird shows the group the pictures and tells them that the camera is the reason for the deaths. Devin and Mina are skeptical, but Connor insists they listen. Devin then burns the group picture with his lighter to prove Bird wrong. However, as the fire gets to Mina's hand in the picture, her hand starts to burn. Connor tries to put the fire out, but it only gets worse. As the fire spreads in the picture, Casey's body starts to sizzle as well. Bird immediately stops the picture from burning, which stops Mina's hand from burning further. Then the picture reforms on its own. Mina has third-degree burns and has to go through surgery. The group is in the hospital. Everyone now believes Bird's theory. Bird remembers Tyler telling her about the camera's case. As Devin and Casey stay at the hospital with Mina, Connor and Bird go to Tyler's house to get the camera's case. They park outside Tyler's place. Bird suggests she goes inside alone as she doesn't want to risk Connor's life. As Connor sits in the car, he notices Bird's reflection on the back of the group picture. That means Bird too is on the killer's radar. The inside of the house is dark, but Bird somehow finds the case. Just then, the entity appears and tries to kill her. She flashes her torchlight at him, which makes the shadow retreat. She runs out of the house with the case. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Mina gets a call from Bird, who tells her that the shadow attacks when they are alone. Mina is alone in her hospital room. After the call, the lights go off. Eventually, the shadow appears behind Mina and kills her. Sometime later, the police pronounce it as suicide. Devin tries to tell them the truth, but to no avail. Bird and Connor are at the hospital too. Devin blames Bird for Mina's death. Saddened, she runs away and cries secretly. Connor comes to assure her that it is not her fault. The two then go through the camera's case and find a note inside. It looks like the camera was held as evidence of some crime. The note has a name, address, date, and homicide as an offense. They rush to the library to find out more about the case. After researching a bit, they find out that in 1974, 3 children from Bird's high school were abducted and murdered by their photography teacher named Roland Joseph Sable. Roland had taken horrifying pictures of the kids with the same camera before killing them. He was eventually found out, but had already killed 3 of the 4 abducted children by then. He died in a shootout with police with a camera in his hands. The initials RJS engraved on the camera's case were Roland's initials. That night, the group meets at a diner. Bird tells him that the shadow acts as a picture, so it reacts negatively to heat and light. Therefore, it always attacks in the dark and was scared when Bird flashed a torchlight at it. Casey finds out that Roland's house was sold years ago from the internet. His girlfriend's death starts to get to Devin. Furious, he picks up the camera and tries to take someone's picture. Others tell him to calm down, but to no avail. Connor tries to get the camera from him. However, in the process, the camera clicks another picture. It turns out to be a picture of Devin. The shadow from their group photo then transfers to Devin's new picture, making him the next target. Devin is petrified. He takes the camera again to take someone else's picture. To stop him, Casey stabs his hand in the picture, which causes his hand in real life to get injured. They get into a fight and a police officer arrests Devin. Connor and Bird go to Sheriff Pembroke to request Devin's release. They tell him about the cursed camera, but he dismisses it. The sheriff tells him to go straight to their home. Devin has to stay in the cell for the night. Bird and Connor wish him goodbye and leave. Just then, Casey calls Bird and tells her that Roland's wife, Mrs. Sable, still lives in the same house. Connor and Bird drive to the house and find that Sable has changed her name. She dismisses them at first, but the camera makes her interested. Mrs. Sable reveals that the camera belongs to her daughter, Rebecca Jean Sable. The RJS are actually her initials. Rebecca used to be a shy girl and was bullied by her classmates a lot, but Rebecca's only happiness in life was photography, and the same camera was her only friend. She brought it every day to school, even when the kids started to bully her for it. One day, 4 kids came to her house and convinced Rebecca to come to a party with them, but they took her camera and clicked embarrassing pictures of her. The pictures spread around the school and the bullying got worse. Rebecca couldn't take the bullying anymore, so she killed herself. Roland found out about the pictures that killed his daughter and decided to avenge the bullies. He abducted all 4 of the kids and took pictures of them from the same camera. The police found and killed him. Roland died with the camera in his hands. The one kid that was saved is the only way to stop the camera from killing people. Mrs. Sable shows him the picture of the kid. Meanwhile, Devin is still locked in the cell when suddenly the lights go off. He tries to call for help but soon realizes that he is alone. Suddenly, the shadow appears next to him and stabs him to death. Connor notices the shadow is no longer in Devin's picture and has transferred to their group photo. The two go to their high school to look for the last kid. They find the yearbook from the year the crime took place and find that the last boy was Sheriff Pembroke. Suddenly, Sheriff Pembroke appears there with Casey. He had been following them since they left the police station. Connor takes the sheriff's picture and the shadow transfers to it. However, the sheriff tells him that Mrs. Sable lied to them. He denies ever bullying Rebecca and reveals that her father was actually the one who took her pictures. Connor and Bird are surprised. The sheriff tells him that Roland was a monster who liked to see his daughter suffer. He had been abusing Rebecca her whole life. Rebecca had a lot of friends, including the sheriff. They were at Rebecca's that night to try to persuade her to file a complaint against Roland. But before they could go to the police, Roland found out about their plan. He kidnapped and tortured them. After they were found, Rebecca committed suicide. She couldn't bear that her own father had killed her friends and now is dead. Roland died before Rebecca, hence he could not be taking revenge for his daughter's death. As he finishes the story, the shadow appears. It tears the sheriff's picture in half and kills him. The three of them try to run away, but the shadow follows them. The group separates. Casey and Bird hide in the shower room. Bird runs in the shower with hot water to block it from coming towards them. The shadow then goes after Connor. Bird takes another picture of her to attract the shadow to herself and save Connor. As it is about to kill her, she takes a picture of the shadow itself. She crushes the picture, which stops him, but he soon recovers. Bird finally burns the picture, and the shadow burns with it. The group reunites. The movie ends as Bird throws the camera and all the pictures it has taken into the ocean. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel to see more of these movie summaries.